Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of CanalTown here in City Skylines, where last episode we implemented a brand new import-export area near some of our IT cluster industry to ease the burden of being able to sell the goods out of the region and transport them from one side of the city to the other. Now, I really want to build our first industry, but before we do, I'm going to need to set up an actual proper export area. I want to create a harbour section, which is a little bit outside of the current city right now. But once I get all that hooked up, I feel like then I'm going to be confident enough to be able to build an industry and import and export the goods to make that sweet cash money moolah so much easier. And it would also help the city too. Now, guys, I'm going to give you two choices in the comment section down below right now for industries. One is the fishing and two is the farming. Those are the two suggestions, the two industries I'm going to give you. Vote in the comment section right now what you think I should be building first or what you would like to see first, and that's what we'll start doing next episode. But today, guys, we're back in CanalTown, yay! And the industry's complaining again. Now, it stopped complaining when I got this little export area in here. Then I dropped in some of these warehouses and they stopped complaining. Solely because instead of complaining about selling goods, they were shipping the goods to the warehouses. Now the warehouse is full. They're starting to complain again. Which shows me, your boy does not have enough import-exports kind of set up. Now this is good and all, but we're going to need more. Right now, it's only done by trains. We do have one little shipping section here, crossed with a train, and we only see like a sole ship coming in at a time. I want to set this area up down here as my shipping exportation section, which it's going to be interesting because I want to get it hooked to the train line. I want to get at least two in, so the train line coming out is going to be interesting. We don't have a train line nearby, so I've got to bring one from over here, which won't be too much trouble, but I've got to get ships in, trains in. I got to get it all in, boys, and eventually airports. Yeah, I said it, airports. But as always, guys, if you do enjoy this episode, want to see more of the series, smash the like button down below, subscribe if you are new, because CanalTown is about to have some sweet expansions. So, first things first then, we've got to figure out, one, where we want the train line to run in from, and two, where are we going to be placing these new import-exports cargo harbours. Now, in reality, I could have the train line come off here, little trumpet, come down here, but then I got to bring it over somehow. Now, I could just bring it over there, which is completely fine, or I'll make it trumpet over this, and then come down on this side so I can lead it in a little bit easier. Probably the way to do it, so I won't stress about that too much just yet. It's now just the placement of the actual harbours themselves. Now, they've already got me set up right now. The map's telling your boy to get them all set up over here. But I could get one there, and I can get one there. What I'm thinking of is how the train lines fall away from this. Now, my issue is going to be that these are 4-lane roads. We're going to get rid of the 4-lane roads and put them into like a 2-lane road. So it should make it a little bit more narrower, thus allow me to get the harbours on a little bit easier. So it don't need to be 4-lane all the way around. There we go. So I should be able to now clip them on. So they'll fall on quite nice there. You've got to anarchy it on, obviously. So I'll drop one here. And we'll drop one there. And we're going to change this road as well, and how it kind of connects and approaches this section. So if we just now unhook those roads, I think that's done correctly, right? Unlock, unlock. And then we're going to quickly delete them. Oh. Let's look at the drawer whether you delete the actual road or the other stuff. And then get that connected back up there. So we have our sweet little roads in. Beautiful. Now, I slightly want to change this approach. Now, they could simply come down to here. Completely fine. It is what it is. Or I could lead them down here to a little bit of a... But then again, if I'm bringing trains in, how much traffic are you in reality going to be seeing down here? Because I can't see them driving the goods. Because you would send them by train, right? So do I need to do something elaborate like a big looped system? Oh, that's a tough one. See, now it's changing my mind. But we'll come back to that in just a moment. Because trains. So I can easily pull this out and run it up. I can bring this down and pull it out this way. But I do have to then eventually connect them in as one. And that's going to be the interesting point that we're going to be making. So I reckon no matter what happens, I'm going to have it all elevated through this area. Because I feel like I'm going to build this up to be some type of industrial area in the future anyway. Then as it comes round, I then drop it down and then keep it running the same height as the road until we get to here where we'll do like some type of a trumpet. So if I keep it elevated... Oh, they're already bringing goods over here anyway. So if I keep it elevated, that means I can do roads going underneath it. And that'll be pretty jazzy. But it's all down to now how I want to connect these two now up. Because I don't want to cause train jams, is basically what I'm saying. I don't want to cause these ye old train jams. So let's rise this up by 10. I've got a slight idea I could implement. And if I run this... Now, I'm going to need like a decent straight bit, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get that. So yeah, okay, so if I start from here, for example, and then just run that to what looks like it's going to bend at that point, and if I do that there... Now, I feel like I might be going a little bit OTT with this, but this is all part of the fun. So it's nice to see vehicles already heading there. I don't know whether they're coming down right now or they're doing U-turns. I don't quite get what they're meant to be doing. It's interesting. So if I use the connection tool, and I connect you to you, and do a sweet little connection. So we'll go to maximum that we can do on it. And then if I connect you to you on that side, and same again. Do the maximum. So that flies over. No one's hindered. It does what it needs to do. And it drips in. Then my goal now is then to connect these two up. Now, there's a couple of ways in which I can do this. There is a couple of ways in which I can do this. I could bring them both round as a double, all the way down, and then at some point we'd need to trumpet them. Now, we only have that one train line going through in this area, so they do all have to be connected to that. Alternatively, I could have one trumpet there, and then the other one maybe goes in this direction and somehow connects to over here, so we have them technically both going in different directions. I don't know how I feel about that. I honestly don't know how I feel about that. So what I'll do for now, we'll have that idea in mind. We'll have that idea in mind that maybe we split them to go in different directions. But for now, I'll connect them. Sounds about right to me. Sounds about right. So if I now just get these back in. Yeah, but it's by the +10 here. And how far away did I get it from the side? It's like a one tile, isn't it? So if I run this down to there, and we'll connect them up eventually. I just got to figure out now my my little system for trumpeting. Yeah. Which I could do. That's going to go down to there and say, let's say we trumpeted it here, or I can bring it over to there to kind of make it a little bit more elaborate. I think what I'll do for now is we'll kind of connect them in like here instead. So if I just kind of bulldoze this, and let's say I got it to this point there and use the connection tool one more time. It's my best friend, the connection tool. Hey guys, have I ever mentioned before that I really like the connection tool? So I'm going to drop it in like that. It goes over the slip road, which is kind of cool-ish. So for now, this is what we'll do. Right, we'll just kind of connect it in like that. because trains will connect to it. It's far enough away from this that it won't cause any train jams. But that secondary one on the outside, I might get it to continue to run, right? And then it will turn off because I want to get this highway. Wherever this highway comes over, that's where the one on the right is going to go with it to connect that. Then we'll do some type of a train connection from there to the line that runs this way. So we connect them both as well. That's how we'll do it. Oh, I'm a freaking genius, guys. I am a freaking genius. So for now, we'll quickly set up the water. All right. Now, as of right now, like I said, it will technically start working. They got the power, the water, they're good to go. But they won't have, at this moment in time, any train connection. So we're going to quickly grab these and hook these up. I'm liking that we got big plans for all of this. Also, that doesn't perfectly kind of go around with it. So somewhere along here, I haven't gone to the full maximum before the bend starts. Have I? Well, I'm going to go there and there. There and there. And then we'll do the rest. Right, we'll do it like that. I'll make it all perfect at some point in the future. Like that. Right, we're winning. This will be a good start, boys. This will be a good start. And then we're just going to do the rest. So, this is like my... I mean, I was going to suggest keeping it to the same height as all of this, but in a weird way, I kind of like the idea of it being all elevated. But it gets to this point where I can't elevate it. So maybe I do keep it down. But then again, if I keep it down, I've then got to bring it over. So it's a tough one, boys. It's a tough one right now. What decisions do I make? Right. Run you down to here. There to there. Kaboom! And then we'll just make it go up and over. That's what we'll do. So to this point, it would technically be the same height-ish, but I'm going to bring it up to 18. Do you know what? Hold on! Even an 18 is not high enough. So does that mean I could tear it underneath? No, because then it... What is going on here? Right, 25. That is now considerably high for what I'm trying to now create. So I'm going to go up and over to here. We're going to create... I'm going to do a 15 by 15 bend. 15 by 15 bend. We are then going to dramatically bring it down to about a 10. There we go. And I bring it down. I feel like this needs to be a bit wider, didn't it? Yes. I feel like at this point here, I'm going to bring it down to 20. I'll do my 15 by 15 down by another 5. So we're coming down in increments at this point. Now I'll do another 15. And we'll bring this down to then 10. Right, this is a little bit more healthier for a bend. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to go smack bang like this, but it might be a good idea at some point. Right, 5. See, that's 21. That's 21. Now, we do have the connections, which is unbelievable. Alright, and then bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. For the slight bends. Right, connections all around. Yes. So this is just for me getting it all in. So it's in. Little trumpetto. We're all good. We're all good. So, yes. To reassess this one here, it is connected in just there. But eventually it will follow it all up. And then wherever I choose for this road to kind of come over to connect, whether it's going to jump over this way and connect here or this way, it might even come down to that, I don't know. Wherever it comes in, we'll have that one, instead of connecting to this line, follow this highway through, right? And then we'll kind of, I'll see if I can try and implement something with this, where it kind of connects with it. It's like a little off section, which trumpets here, which will create a better trumpet. And then because that would then be two separate lines, so if you're here and wanted to export then down to there, you'll technically then have to go all the way around this line to come through. We'll do some type of train connection there to kind of close the gap of both sides. So there's a connection here that switches the two lanes, and then we'll have one here for the train. So you got to think of how you also connect the train lines up. You got to see them as like highways in their own rights. So we should start to see ships now coming into here. Now we'll have a few more exports. The fact that I've got trains on right now, which will be a really big help. So we'll have a little bit of a fast forward for quite some time. All of a sudden, the industry is no longer complaining. Now I'm gonna assume there's a lot of vehicles on the way because I've only just, you know, added in the train line. So there's a couple of vehicles coming down right now. There's a few just there. So when we start to see no vehicles, we know the trains are kind of working. But it will be some time before we see that actually happening. Now that's very high, but it is what it is. Is that train coming in? No. So what I could do here is just kind of potter about a little bit with the elevation changes. So if I go bam, and I bring it to about there. Oh, there's a I just realized there's a freaking train on the way down. That's more of a gradient, which is really nice. Now, I just want to know what train, which section it's going to go to. Now, by the looks of it, they're favoring this one over the left. Which again, they are. So are they assuming that one is technically the shorter route? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Interesting. But it all change when they're going to be separate anyway. So let me get back over to here then. So from there to there, again, you can see the gradient. The gradient's quite different there. But if I add that in right now, it's all nicely even. The train should love that little bend. But yeah, like I said right now, we're starting to see more and more trains heading down here, which is good. So this one might get slightly pushed out for some time, but have you noticed the roads have really started to die down now? Oh, there's a big train coming in there with loads of cargo on. Yes, boys. Yes. Don't worry, little harbour. You soon will be loved. You soon will be loved. Right, that's good. My industry could just chill out for a little bit right now. So you might then start to see these little connections and this one over here being used more as we now have the ability to kind of get them in and out a little bit easier. Which then would require us placing down a few more here and there. Now, for the longest time, I'm starting not to be a big fan of this slight industrial area. I won't worry about it just yet because I feel like I'm going to do some big configurations when I run a train line right through it. So that would kind of change it up slightly. But my plans are to have an additional highway connection. Maybe linking from this road here that does something around here. I don't know what it would be because this is quite a difficult one to kind of connect to. Because that's getting quite overloaded. But then again, when I set the train lines up properly and more correctly, it might reduce the amount of vehicle traffic coming in and out. You just don't know yet. You don't know until you attempt to do it. So we'll kind of... That's one of my plans I'm going to do at some point. It really is. Trains coming out left, right, and centre, which is really good. This is now doing exactly what I want to... Oh, we have a train on the other side. We have a train on the other side, see? They do love your cargo harbour. They do love you. And then my next plan would then hopefully be widening this to get some cargo ships down. Now, I said this briefly in the past, and, you know, how it kind of works is you need it with the ship pathway. Water needs to be within the outer yellow circle. So here it's fine, as you can see. But as soon as I kind of move it over to the left, where the land goes inside of the circle, you can't put it down. Now, some areas are okay. You gotta have to create something quite tight. But you get to here, it ain't gonna work. Even if you anarchy it, it's not gonna work. And there's some areas down here, especially the university here. I'll have to get rid of these two buildings and reposition them. So I just want to kind of quickly go around it. It's all fine around here. It's all little spots that I can kind of fix and sort out. So let me see how far I could potentially take this. Okay, that's already, I've reached my limit. You know what I mean? But I think the big one is the university section. A lot of this land we can kind of reclaim back. And then just fine-tuning the peninsulas here. Because the idea would be to maybe also build a cargo harbour on this side. So, not just heavily relying on the trains, which, you know, it's good, it's fine, you know, here's what it is. But also be able to bring ships through here. That might be a good thing in the future. But the problem is, it requires me... how do I put this? Reclaiming land. Not reclaiming land, reclaiming sea. So, yeah. How important do you think it is to get some cargo ships around to this area? Let me know in the comment section down below. And we might think about widening the river. Yeah. Yeah. I'm liking the fact now they're utilizing both sides. You can see how dead the traffic is right now. That's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. But it does put more pressure on the stops around. So we got to be quite mindful of that. But the fact that they've now stopped complaining. Is this still 100%? Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much 99%. So, yeah, they're still filling up. Pretty good to see. Traffic for days. Lovely. I like it. So, we have no demand for residential. Just more demands for commercial and industrial. I can't see how they got more industrial demands when we're pumping out like crazy right now. But I feel like I'm just going to need some more stores that also sell some of the backlog of goods. So that's what we also need to start thinking about. Now, these areas here zoned? No, not all of it zoned. Let's even get like a little bit of another additional commercial area in. Now, this canal comes out. I feel like we should kind of connect it. I'm trying to think where would be the best place to... Do you know what? The university around here would be a good place as a starting point. So if I go from my rural roads, there we go, boys. And do I connect directly off this, or do I kind of give it a little bit of space? I reckon we just connect directly off it. So that will go to here. So we'll create that little connection there. This, I'm only going to go to here because I have a feeling I'm going to have to widen this area. So we'll only probably go to there. I just want to create some commercial around here. So it's like a shopping district for all of our university students. So that's about 20. So if I go to there, and then that connection, there's a 6. So it's a 6 by 6 we're creating. Nice and small and simple. And now finally the police can get to the harbour. They've been screaming for so long. So what is that length? Right, it ain't going to be a normal number no matter what I do. So we'll just go to there for now. And if I come off here and try and somewhat attempt to establish a grid format. Alright, go there. So it's a bit funky anyway because we're bending in and then bending away. So it's never going to be perfect. But it's not going to be a hugely built up area anyway, so there's no stress. Go to there. And I'm just going to drop a random one in just here, where all the connections lie. So that's pretty good. We'll do the same here then. So I know it's going to fall away from us. And we've got to think about a couple more connections around here. So if I do the 10 or the 11? What have I chose here? I've chose the 10, haven't I? Okay, we're going to go down the 10 road. I know the 11s can fit a little bit more in. But we're going to go for a connection there. 10 by 10. Okay, connection there. 10 by 10. And we'll go for a connection here. 10 by 10. So I'm hoping I can bend this around and that around with all of this. And then we'll add one final connection just here. 10 by 10. So there's all of our connections on this road for this area. That's what we'll kind of implement in. So let's see how far this will now run. So this is going to be interesting. All right. No, I don't think it's that simple to kind of get stuff to run with us. That's almost perfect. So that's to there. So if I kind of come out by an 8. So that becomes a 12 by 10, which we can get away with. Nine by 9. So that is a 27. So I can straight up come with a 20. And it's almost like a 7 by 7. So it looks like kind of funky. But in reality, it gives me a 20 by 20 grid I can almost kind of utilize. Now this is the cool, funky one next. But nothing the connection tool can't sort out, boys. Simple. Yet effective. And there we go. All of a sudden, this area can be connected. Very neighborhoody, isn't it? Very neighborhoody. So you kind of have to do what you can do to kind of get some normality thrown in within this area. And we're going to bulk this all up right now with the low density commercial. So we're creating our little high street is what we're doing. Very good, sir. Very good. Add this all in. Add this all in. La-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Oh my goodness me. Right, there we go. Lots of commercial now in. Water, it has none. Right, there we go. Beautiful. And of course, it's going to need some power. Now, where do I pull the power from? I'm just going to run it from down here. And that will spend all of that commercial demand, thus giving us some, our students some ability to shop. There's an actual ferry stop just here, so, you know, customers can also walk and shop in as well. I mean, they can drive from over here. It's not like it's completely out the way and going to be useless right now. It's there, it's good. So we have some death care issues by the looks of it. And even though we're at complete capacity... Oh no, that's health care. Death care, yeah, we're at... I mean, we've got plenty of capacity there, so... Something just upgraded. Do I need some... Oh, these are like simple crematoriums, and I got the ability to build a couple of better crematoriums. So I could drop one there, backing on one another. And see how it all goes. Oh yes, it was the university that just leveled up. They got 3 academic works out of the 4. Let me check the reports. Reputation level, it's now recognized. Previously, it was still recognized. Okay, it's not too shabby, is it? It's not too shabby. We'll take it. We'll take it. So, exchange rate bonus 4%. So, this should bring more students in reality, shouldn't it? It should bring us a few more students. I mean, it's all over the levels to get to the next level. I just got to give it another grant. So we'll give it 20k in grants, which will put my expenses up really, really high. And it should at least get to the next level no matter what. Right. Very interesting. There's so many more trains right now, isn't there? There's so many more trains coming in and out. I like it. I'm happy with this. We don't really have any backlogs down here, which is good to see. So I feel like we can rest slightly a bit easier, can't we? We really can. But yeah, that spends our demand. We still have no residential demand as well. So they're really, really, really pushing for more industry. They really are. But that's where we could get away with building our own industry. We'll see. We'll see what the next episode brings us. But again, guys, farming, reason for it is, look at this beautiful farming like kind of land I get to work with. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Or fishing. We have tremendous amounts of waterways. So in terms of the natural resources, I know there's pockets of it because it's designed like that to kind of give us the visual effect of farm fields. But I can sort all that out anyway. We can create small little farming plant sections, or we can just kind of build one big one. For the fishing, we have lots of anchovies. We have lots of shellfish. We have some salmon. The only thing we don't have is tuna. Now, it's not the end of the world. Oh, I do apologize. We have tuna up here. So the fishing industry would be quite spread out. It really would. But that's all part of the fun. Farming or fishing, let me know in the comment section down below. But this is looking pretty good. That little bump there slightly annoys me, but I know it's because I've got a perfect 20 by 20 grid section just there. So, kind of got to put up with it, right? Kind of got to put up with it. So we might start seeing a lot more people utilizing this ferry stop. So people walking this way are obviously going to do some shopping, as you can now see them walking down. So before it was just solely for students, now boys, shoppers. Which we then can start to think about utilizing the opposite loop. But I know I'm going to have to reposition these buildings down here because we need to cut back the shoreline slightly. So once I've done that, I might be able to add a stop here. And then we'll just kind of go from there. It's very exciting. So guys, we'll end it for here anyway. We've got some big works done for the big improvements that we're about to see. Hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. Until next time, I see you all soon. So...